How's that looking? It's so crooked. I cannot make it day. There. How's that? How's it looking? All right. Oh, and now I gotta turn it this way. There we go. I make it all oh, professional. Professional. Hello. If you are joining in, I would love for you to say hello and let me know where you're coming from, what you're working on. This is day 7 of the Animated Podcast Tour de Fleece live spin with me. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I did. So if you've been joining in with me, I appreciate that. Today is day 7, which means it's July 7th. It is a Friday. It is the last day of our family vacation. We did push back our leaving just a little bit to accommodate for some sunburn. So, unfortunately, we're gonna just, not unfortunately, fortunately, we have the ability to take a little extra time. I am still working on my second bobbin of my combo draft with some humbug finish wool from Wool Gatherings and a targy braid from Knitting Color. And I'm just spinning away. I have to be honest. Because I have been really good about spinning for shorter periods of time, and working on, not fatiguing myself. Well, that all went out the window today. I have just been spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And I can feel it in my arm a little bit, but that could also be because I knit a fair amount this morning before I started spinning. Hi, Mandy. So you're spinning a Polworth silk today, and you finished scouring all your raw wool this morning. Woo! I hope it's nice and hot and dry where you are so that your raw wool will dry quickly. Yeah, if you're just joining in, please go ahead and let me know where you are, what you're spinning or working on. I have to say, Mandy, I've been seeing so many people spinning their fleece preparations or working on fleece preparation for Tour de Fleece, and I am so envious. I wish I hadn't. I don't wish I hadn't because I'm happy with the goal that I made to spin all my braids, because then they won't get in the way of me spinning my fleece when I want to. But I don't know what this is. A little snarl. But I've been getting such envy because I want to be combing beautiful little nestlets of soft, fluffy stuff that I have made. Hi, Nicole. I am still working on the combo spin. Yep, it is. It is a humbug fin, which is the white and brown, and the other one is a hand-dyed targy braid from Knitting Color, and that's the first bobbin. So, oh, good, Bandy. The sun came out and there is a breeze. That I just love when things dry very quickly. So, and it really does feel helpful when it does. Oh my goodness, I can't even explain to you guys how messy my situation is in this corner. I really can't. Hi, Bear. How are you? You're spinning some Rolex made from combing weight. Yeah. So I don't believe there's waste in combing. I just think that there is, further fiber for other uses. I love that you're using it in Rolex and doing it with your spindle. I have a blending board that I made Rolex off of a long time ago, and I wasn't very good at pulling the Rolex. So I think one of the things I want to try to do this year is maybe try making some Rolex off my drum carder and seeing if I like those better. I haven't actually used my blending board in a long time. So thank you, Nicole. I'm really, really pleased with how it's coming out. I did not expect it. I really didn't expect it to be so pleasing. um, Mandy, yeah, I can do a little of that when I'm back home, but my Tour de Fleece goal, which was important to me, was to get through all of my dyed braids. Now I only have like 5 or 6, 7. I have somewhere around that many. Um, and my goal, the reason why I'm really so intent on doing that is that it keeps me from working with my fleeces because I have them. And I really want to get to the point where I'm choosing fiber to work with based off of a project. So that's really what my goal is to have to know I have this amount of fiber, which I can realistically attempt to get this amount of this type of yarn and then make this project and do that instead of just building up stash and then being overwhelmed with it. Um, Bear, you're not great at Rolex either, but using the event to motivate you to make some. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's why I like this event. Sorry, my hearing aid battery just died, so I got to change that. Um, but not that you guys are talking back to me, but it does throw me off when I have one ear that, you know, doesn't work. Um, but yeah, that's what I really like about Tour de Fleece is, I don't go into teams or any of that stuff, but I do enjoy the challenge aspect. Last year, I know I've said before that I did all spindle spin and I finished like 6 ounces of um, finish wool, and it was just like, no, I can do this. Like it got me very, very comfortable with my supported spindles. Got me very, very comfortable with spindling here and there, so that I didn't feel so like, oh, I have to sit down and just do it in one particular spot. So, hi Faraday. Nicole, you're still working on the last third of a dyed targi braid, purples, magentas, and a few pops of other jewel tones, but I also have another hand-dyed targi braid that's in similar orange tones. I mean, it's like targi is so freaking nice, isn't it? Like I love the bounce. I know some people have a hard time with it, but I love targi. It is probably, as of right now, one of my favorite fibers to spin. It's so enjoyable. And I bet, magentas and purples would go well with oranges. You know, just saying, it might kind of work. It does sound pretty for sure. Yeah, the I don't know, I can't wait to like be more what's the word I'm looking for? Um Intentional. I know that's like a buzzword almost these days with everything, but it's true, like I want to be more intentional in my making. That's why when we were talking yesterday about the sewing and all of that, like what am I trying to achieve with my making? It's not just like I don't want to just be willy-nilly making stuff. While I do actually want to be willy-nilly making stuff, I also want to have a little bit of purpose and thought behind it. Um, like I'm thinking about picking up some cross stitch kits, right? I'm like, what can I can make cross stitch ornaments. They're small. They will serve a purpose for a short time of the year. And, get a kit so that I'm not all of a sudden buying a whole bunch of supplies that I don't know if I'm going to enjoy cross stitch enough to want to actually continue doing it. So I don't know. I'm trying to think. What do I have to work? I have that Icelandic lamb. I have a Jacob. I have California red. I have this beautiful alien. I keep calling it an alien sheep because we don't know what it is. And one of the pictures I got of the sheep, like its face just looked a little weird. But you love the feeling of working with Targi, but now I'm thinking of using that orange braid to hand card so you can spin it up more long draw from some Rolex. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, think I think Targi is probably long enough that you could spin it long draw. Oh, but you're spindle spinning. Okay. Yeah, Rolex I have found that Rolex can be easier to long draw sometimes for spindles. Now it's Bear, you still haven't tried Targi, and now it's on to the list of breeds you still want to spin. You have some Icelandic from a couple years ago that should, I mean, and it's like Icelandic and Targi are like so far apart on that like range of sheepwolves, I feel like. I mean, but they're both so enjoyable for their own reason. That's the thing. I don't think there's a bad wool out there. I think they can all be enjoyable um, in their own right. You just can't try to force them into boxes they don't belong in. Um, so I don't know. Targi. I remember I had a fiber sampler thing from Hearthside Fibers on Etsy, and they offer a variety of sampler things that you can try. A plant fiber one. They have British breeds. They have all kinds of stuff, and that was one that I tried from Targi. Was one that I tried, and I was like, "This is amazing. I like this one." Another breed that I tried from that was North Ronaldsay, which is the seaweed sheep. That was super fun too. I loved doing that on the spindle. And I do support spinning. So, um, yeah, Rolex can feel. I mean, you know, Rolex can feel sticky. I mean, any kind of wool prep can feel a little odd. Depending on all sorts of factors. But yeah, the North Ronaldsay and the Targi were two definite, and Rambouillet actually. Rambouillet I enjoyed. I just remember thinking with the Rambouillet, like I could just feed it twist, and it was never gonna be tired of it. Um, but those are the three that it was from that sampler pack that I was like, yes, yes, I want more of these. Um, you thought Icelandic would be terrible from what you had heard and read about, but it was surprisingly nice. But no, see that's the thing, Bear. Like Icelandic isn't terrible. It's not merino. It's not super soft and bouncy. But any of those like Letlopi, Plachulopes, those yarns, like man, they're so nice to work with. I think I enjoy working with them. I do not have a sensitivity to wool though, so I can be comfortable in things that people don't consider to be next to skin. Um, but yeah, the like I have an Icelandic lamb that I was shocked at how beautiful it is. Like, it's still more silky and not crimpy. It's still very enjoyable. Um, but that's the thing is you can get such a range between each breed or even from each part of the same sheep, you know. Um, but if you find a fleece that you get that is beautiful that you like from one particular person, keep shopping their farm. um, Colleen, you have two wool samplers from them from Heartside Fibers, trying to do singles but match up similar breeds, doing Ramberlay and Polworth now. That's awesome. Yeah, I got the samplers, and I ended up actually making a shawl that because I didn't know at that point in time, I really didn't know what to do with all those little samples. And I just made, there was a shawl I found on Ravelry, some sort of simple hand spun shawl thing. And every single one of the yarns that I put in there worked because it was so simple and it didn't matter if their gauge or your grist was off or anything like that. It was a fun little piece to make. Um, Faraday, you're doing 2 breed study subscriptions, bits of EU, 1 pound raw fiber. Oh, 1 pound of raw fiber each month. The other is Long Way Homestead, Canadian Mill, and the occasional washed fleece you find on Etsy, the Cali Red. Yeah, I haven't heard of Bits of You. That would be, I'll look into that. Long Way Homestead, I've heard really great things about them. I think I actually heard about them first from the Grocery Girls, where Tracy had thought she was getting the yarn subscription, but got the fiber subscription, and she is not a spinner. But yeah, I know that they're doing really cool things. Um, I just think it's great that people want to play with wool, like in any form, you know. Even Andrea Mowry tried processing some stuff that she got from Tashi. So, you know, like, give it a shot. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But if it is, oh man, it becomes your thing. Um, Nicole, where are we at? Okay, Mandy, you still need to do something with your little 1 ounce breed sample skeins too. I'm telling you, like, just doing a simple, like, garter shawl or something like that is, you know, it doesn't even have to be something that you wear unless you want it to be, but it can be something you can hang up as decoration, you know. Like, I've found that just spinning those things and then knowing the ones that I loved out of it was helpful enough, but that I didn't need to like keep them around to remember what was what and what I thought about it. Like, I'm not a good note taker for spinning, so that wasn't going to work for me. Nicole, you meant to mention that you really want to hand card blend that orange targhee with some neutral fiber from your stash. You love the combo. I know it, dude. If you have something, go for it. I mean, honestly, it has been so gratifying to do this, and I do love the way that it is working up. I'm almost afraid to ply it because I don't want to mess it up. Hello, hi, Gigi. Glad you could make it. Bear, you love the Cali Red too. You discovered them at your local fair and got to feel them, and they had to get some of their wool. I was amazed. Like, I got the Cali Red as like just a kind of, I don't know. I keep hearing about this. Oh, it was a farm that had Tunis, and then they also had Cali Red because they're like Tunis is an offshoot from Cali Red or something like that. And so I don't know what they mix for that. Sheep breeds are not necessarily my biggest corner of knowledge yet. Um, but yeah, the the California Red was so fun, especially long draw. Ah, I really liked it, and it carded up so beautifully on the carder. It was really really cool to do. It was fun, and I had listed some in my shop and sold it, and then I realized that I never kept any back for myself to work with, so I had to hurry up and like take it out of the shop so that I would have some left for me. So, oh, I'm glad you guys are liking this spin. I hope it inspires you to try a combo draft yourself. Like, this now opens up a lot of worlds for me. I think it does anyway, like the combo drafting and stuff. Like, this will allow me to make a lot more yarn, more me, I think, than I had felt like it could be before, you know? Because I mean, I don't want to always spin neutrals, but I am much more of a neutral colored, natural colored spinner, I think. But I still like pops of color. It's weird. I'm a Gemini. Maybe it's a Gemini thing where I'm just kind of like, ah. I have two different warring sides that like very different things. That's a Gemini trait, right? Any of you guys know those things? Um, yeah, I don't know. This spin, I agree. I am really really pleased with what it's doing for me. I'll be sad that it's over, but then I also won't be sad that it's over because it means I've knocked out two more braids and that I'll be able to work with this in something this fall. I think I'll want to do something specifically with this in the fall. I don't know what yet, but something. Because I do have, yeah, I have a spin of BFL that this might go well with. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Colleen, you're a Pisces, but love vivid braids and then grab more subdued colors to wear regularly. So you make, yeah, wild stuff into socks. That's one of those things is where I'm like, oh, I'm totally cool with wild stuff in socks, but and it's like, I do like colorful bright things, but I think as my life evolves and stuff, I do tend to go more for neutrals. Not that I necessarily ever thought that much about my wardrobe or would have ever even considered it a wardrobe. But now that I make my own clothes and stuff, I do. I guess I should consider it as a wardrobe. So, I don't know. But like I have my ice dyed pants from Black Sheep Goods off Instagram. I love the way this ice dyed stuff looks. But I really only wear these pants as comfy pants around the house. So, I don't know. They do look perfect for fall. For fall, right? Yeah, oh yeah, the bandana shawl. Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, Nicole, it's like I, I love color. I really, really do. And when I was younger, I wore like the brighter it was, the happier I was. But I also found as somebody who has had a ever shifting body, body, and being a former, addict of various things, that when I got clean and then several years later when I got sober, I realized like a lot of what I used to dye my hair all the time. I did the purple hair and the blue hair, and a lot of that has to do with being young. But I found it felt like I had been hiding behind color because I was too afraid to let who I was show. In case, because who I was, if I hid behind all these bright colors and all of that, then the real person that I was wouldn't matter so much. And now that I've been, sober and all of that, it's changed, which is an interesting point of growth I never thought would come about from being sober. So there's that little TMI, I guess. Not that I've ever hidden anything about being an addict in the past, but that's a little deep, I suppose. um, Usually, yeah, you like colorful things too, but usually wear blacks, blues, and browns. Yeah, I mean, they go with everything: blacks, blues, browns, grays. I was really big into gray for a while, and I would always have like big jewelry, loud jewelry, and I haven't. I put all my jewelry away last year because I was, rearranging rooms and stuff, and I haven't taken it out because I haven't needed it. Yeah, Mandy, it is. interesting, and that's apparently a very personal thing. That doesn't mean that's what anybody else is doing or has done, you know. But like it always felt like hiding myself. And obviously that's what I was doing with drinking and stuff. Drinking allowed me to be this big, loud, obnoxious person that I thought I was. But really it just made me a big, loud, obnoxious asshole. That I swear if I ever saw myself now the way that I was then, I would be so annoyed. So annoyed with myself. But yeah, now I find myself gravitating more towards the neutrals. Plus, it's that aesthetic of staring off into the woods over a lake with a cup of coffee. It's like with a basket of locally foraged somethings that it's that look, right? Yeah, thanks, Bear. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, you know, I like to do a lot of things that keep my hands busy and allow my brain to wander. So I end up, um, you know, being rather introspective about stuff sometimes. But, you know, I still, like, I want to look cool in the woods, damn it. It is a great aesthetic, Mandy, right? It's like, and it looks like they make it look so effortless too. I'm like, how do I put on a dress, a sweater, leggings, thick, chunky socks and boots, and a bandana, and look flawless? you know, I mean, someday maybe. Either that, or once I get quite a bit older, I'll revert back to the colorful old lady. I don't know. uh, who knows? But I am coming up. See, I knew this was going to be a longer one. I am coming up on about half an hour, and I do need to take a break. So I'm going to be ending this here. I will say I don't know if I'll be able to hop on tomorrow because our drive could take a while. I don't know. But Sunday, I am hoping to do a nice long live, maybe about an hour. So I'll do the post ahead of time so that everybody can join if they want. And right, Nicole, the aesthetic is totally like I bought patterns for so long that were like the picture. They're literally standing like what is it, the Weekender? She's standing next to a tree, staring over the water, right? I still haven't hit the damn Weekender. I don't like boat necks. Ugh, it it catches me. But it was lovely to hang out with you all. Thank you very much for joining me. And if I see you tomorrow, that's great. If not, then I will be back on Sunday. And I can't wait to hear what you guys get up to in the meantime. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.